Hi everyone,
hmm
I'm Travis. I'm here from Doer Circle, and today we're talking to Sotirios. He's going to be running us through his business and everything that he does. Welcome.
Hi, everyone, and hi, Travis. Thank you for inviting me on this mini interview.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're happy to
Okay,
have you.
so I guess I need to explain a little bit about who I am and what I do, right? Just to begin with.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, so my name is Sotirios. I'm telling this slowly because it's very hard for people to pronounce. There is no short version, but some people call me Soti or S, if that helps. I'm originally from Greece, that's why I have such a weird name. So what I do, I have a background in digital marketing. For over a decade, I worked in London, Dubai, and Singapore in media agencies. So I started working in London in Havas. Then from there, I worked in Mediacom in Dubai. From there, I moved to Singapore and I worked for PhD Media. I worked also for Essence. And at some point, I switched into becoming an instructor. So I started teaching digital marketing first with General Assembly, in case some people know the company. Then I started doing also in corporate trainings on my own. I contracted a little bit with Facebook, and I say a little bit because it happened to be during COVID times. And eventually, when COVID hit, I kind of decided to move back to my home country and start something on my own. So I started the company based in Singapore, but I was physically not there. I was kind of a digital nomad. So under this company, I do three things mainly. So number one is I do a lot of corporate training or team training or digital marketing. Topics mainly like Google Ads, Google Analytics, and SEO, and anything that has to do with numbers and performance marketing. The next thing that I do is I help some companies on the same. So I run Google Ads, Meta Ads, and I do SEO for a couple of companies. And the third thing that I do is I also do a little bit of coaching and personal training for digital marketers that they want to upskill or they have certain questions on topics that I can help them with. So these are the three things that I'm doing.
Awesome, awesome. And you said you've got customers that are digital marketers who are looking to upskill small businesses in their ad campaigns, and then also corporate training for larger enterprises.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
So the typical customer that work with me and with my company in general is a company that wants to drive efficiencies, basically. So I'm a big believer of driving efficiencies. My slogan also under my company is make every marketing dollar spent smarter. So companies that work to be lean in terms of the operations, they want to get things right. They want to, lower the cost per acquisition, and they want someone who can understand, their constraints, the fact that they are startups and they want to grow as efficiently as possible, typically work with me to achieve that. So we either work on a consulting basis. So some companies, if they are very small, or if let's say it's a one-man show, or even freelancers that want to improve, they opt in for consultation/training. So we do a lot of that. Same thing also with corporates that they want to improve in certain areas. And some companies, if they have the capacity, they also outsource their performance marketing to me and my small team. So we manage everything regarding Google Ads, Meta Ads, and also SEO on behalf of them. So that's more or less the ideal customer. So yes, it can be big corporations, mainly on the consultation and training part.
Yep.
It can be smaller companies and startups, either working on the consulting/training capacity or outsourcing, let's say, their small operations to us. Or it can be individuals. And for individuals, it's more about coaching them and teaching them basically how to go about running everything on their own.
That's super cool. And for a lot of the people listening, I guess one of the things that I would be wondering is, how would I get started working with an agency like yours, or is there an easy way to figure out if I actually need an agency like yours to come in and to help with my marketing?
So I'm not saying that because I'm in this business, but in my experience, every company needs some help in certain areas. They might not realize that they need help, but let's say if you go and you look at companies' websites or the way they run ads, most of them, they need help or upskilling or learning in certain areas.
Mhm.
So the first step is for companies to identify that they need help, and also they need to identify that they want to improve, right? That also helps with the engagement, because I like working with companies that have ambitions to grow, companies that have ambitions to improve things, and not just to hire another agency just to check a box. Okay, we outsource the ads and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So you want to work with them. So that's the right type of client for me, at least, right? Then from there, once you identify that you need some help to grow, or certain areas that you are, let's say, a little bit lacking behind, you can get in touch either with me or with any other professional, and you can first, I would say, have an exploration call
Mhm.
and let the agency know what are the areas that you want to you want help with. That's
Yeah.
that's the starting point, right? And then if you are aligned, obviously, because also for me, I don't do everything. For example, there are areas I cannot help, like creative, for example, web development. I don't deal with these areas.
Mhm.
So I can advise on certain areas if there is a match, meaning that my skill sets and my team skill sets can help the company. Then from there, you can go ahead and discuss how this can materialize into an engagement, I guess.
Okay. Cool. Cool. And I guess, like, I mean, one of the things that you just mentioned is, people will need to realize that they need help. When you look back on your business, what help would you have loved to have got when you were growing and building it out?
That's a great question. So I wish I joined the community earlier. This is the first thing that I wish I would have done a lot earlier when I started. I wish I also connected with people that have a similar lifestyle and they run companies a lot earlier.
Mhm.
I wish I also had a mentor to, let's say, teach me on a lot of different things. And for me, it was more about running the company itself. For example, when you run a company, you have to learn how accounting works. You have to
Yep.
learn about banking. You have to learn about hiring people. You have to learn about what we call SOPs, like creating scopes of work. You
Mhm.
have to learn how to, let's say, go about managing your team, what software you need, how to balance between doing the work and also, let's say, getting new clients. So obviously, all these things as an employee, you are not exposed to this, right? Because as an employee, you just do your job and that's it. You go home.
Yep.
But as a business owner, I mean, I don't feel 100% business owner because I still like doing a lot of the work myself.
Mhm.
But I have to also wear the hat of a business owner, right? So I had to learn all these things the hard way, I would say, right? So I really wish that I could actually, I don't know, maybe go to a course, a webinar, networking, meet people who could teach me what
Yep.
exactly I should be doing to grow my business and structure my operations in a smooth way, right?
Okay. Yeah, that is super good feedback. I mean, I had a lot of experience as well running my agency, and things like accounting at the end of the month and sending invoices. Like, you have to do it so that you get paid, but it was my least favorite task out of everything, because it was
Yeah,
manual and
exactly.
it's
So
super not fun, and there's probably smarter ways that you could do it, and all that too. So that's good to hear.
exactly.
Circling around to Doer Circle a little bit too. How would you describe Doer Circle if someone asked you, like, what is it and what are these guys about?
So I would say Doer Circle is a community of people of all sorts of, let's say, life, I would say, but mainly freelancers, people that are solopreneurs, people that want to start businesses, people that already started businesses and now they're growing, even people that are working within startups or working within this type of setting, mainly focusing in Southeast Asia market, that you can go not only to meet other people and like attend really interesting events around all these areas that we're discussing, but also you can take advantage of a lot of offers that you have. For example, co-working spaces, especially for people who are traveling, for example, they can find really good packages. Insurance, which is a problem for a lot of us that work independently, um, and other offers that perhaps you had in your corporate life, but now that you are kind of a solopreneur or independent, you are not having, right? So that's how I would describe Doer Circle and also the value that it can bring for everyone who works independently or within this ecosystem.
Cool. No, that's a super good summary there. Um, Maybe you could also expand and say like, what's the best thing about Doer Circle in your opinion? What is it that you love the most?
I think for me, because I like learning and I like also, like a networking, I would say is all the mini sessions that you run and bringing like people together and running like these webinars.
Yeah.
I think this is like one thing that I really like. And then the second one is it's super easy, for example, to sign up and also navigate in the platform and find things that you need. It's very simple and straightforward to go and discover something that you can get value from.
Awesome. Awesome. And I guess then the last question I have is just, would you recommend the people in your network join Doer Circle?
Yeah, sure. Especially if you are in Singapore or Southeast Asia, I think, honestly speaking, I don't think there's any other community that focuses on this part of the world for this type of people. So it is kind of a no-brainer to be part of a community like that if you are in this part of the world, to connect with like-minded individuals and also find the type of deals that will help you to navigate financially and operationally when you are a freelancer or a startup owner in Southeast Asia.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great to hear. And Sotirios, thank you for your time today. For everyone listening, you can check out, there'll be some links in the caption of this video where we explain how you can connect with Sotirios. If you need help with your ads or your performance marketing, please do reach out, because he is super good at what he does, and he actually works with us at Doer Circles to help optimize a lot of our ad campaigns as well. So highly recommended. And thank you for taking the time.
Cool. Thanks a lot for inviting me, and yeah, happy to connect with everyone. You can find me on LinkedIn. My name is pretty unique, or through the links under this interview.
Awesome. Thank you, Sotirios.
Bye.
Bye.